All right, I think we're ready to roll.
You're listening to Words Like That with Cole Powell, a storyteller podcast.
All right, folks, I'm Cole Powell. This is Words Like That, and today I'm going to be taking a look at 3 new trailers. Got a couple of teasers and then one full-length trailer. And this is kind of more of a kids movie trailer reaction episode, although I think a lot of adults are really into these movies and are going to turn out in droves to see them. First up, we've got the Moana teaser, followed by the Toy Story teaser, and at the end, we're going to be taking a look at the Super Mario Galaxy trailer. And I'm going to try to remember that some of you will be listening to this in audio-only format, so I'm going to try to narrate the trailer as I go along. A lot of times when I do the podcast episodes, I forget that this isn't a video-only format, and I've just got the trailer playing on the screen and thinking that you're seeing what I'm seeing. That's not always the case if you're listening to it on audio only. Before we get into this episode, be sure to check out my top 20 iTunes charting Americana album, The Social Distance, featuring the award-nominated song Outlive My Life on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your music.
So keep drinking your whiskey, 'cause this song ain't for me.
All right, first up, this is the live-action Moana teaser, and I don't know, I hope I'm going to get this out soon, the day I'm filming, but it's possible that the full-length trailer may even be out by the time I actually get this up on platforms. We'll see. This is a minute-long teaser. Let's see what we got. Okay. We're seeing the mountain, the Disney. There's Moana walking on top of the mountain, singing. Not sure if this is the same. Yeah, I think this is the same lyrics from the original. You've got the ocean, just walking with the ocean. Now here's that Maui is the bird, showing scenes of the tribe on the waters. There's the tribal people in the home. There's a beetle. As looks well shot, a lot of good effects on the water. And there's a back shot of the rock as the live action Maui jump and turn the bird. There's the live action Moana singing on the ship, and that's it. Oh, there's Hey the chicken. Okay, I wonder if they're going to get Alan Tudyk back for that. All right, so that was just the teaser, and you know, I've talked about the live-action Disney remakes before. I'm not a huge fan of them. Most of them aren't that good. Certainly not as good as the original animated films that they're remakes of. And this one, I'm just, I'm kind of indifferent on. I really think Moana was a good animated Disney picture. As a matter of fact, I think it was probably the last really good animated Disney picture that I've seen. It came out, I think it was 2016. And I don't think it was a great picture. I think it was a good picture. I think maybe Frozen was probably the last great picture, the Disney animated picture that's come out. But Moana I thought was really good. Good soundtrack from Lin-Manuel Miranda. And I don't like a lot of the other stuff I've heard from him, but I thought the Moana soundtrack was really good. And now here we are, 10 years later, we're already remaking this in live action. And I saw the top comment on this trailer here. And it says, a Moana remake before Hercules and Robin Hood is wild, which is a really funny comment because I think Hercules was really the last good picture of the Disney Renaissance of the 90s. And I think it's just right for a live action take. Robin Hood, one of my all-time favorite Disneys. I love that 60s to early 70s run of Disney films, kind of whenever, right before and then right after Walt Disney passed away. I thought they did some really good pictures there, or at least they're to my tastes. It's a Robin Hood take where Robin Hood's a fox, Little John's a bear. Really fun take. I don't know that would really work in live action unless you took that story and made it into human beings. I don't know how we'd have to do and it probably wouldn't really be a live action remake. It would be a 3D animated remake like they did with the Lion King remake. But yeah, it's a pretty funny comment. I'm not sure what artistic and cultural value we're gonna have with a live action Moana remake 10 years after the original and only a year or 2 years after the animated sequel. It's like, what are we doing here? This seems like just a cash grab. Hollywood is collapsing. I've noticed that a lot of celebrities are doing these lowbrow commercials, and at first I wasn't sure why. I'm like, why is this A-list celebrity advertising bubble pop mobile games? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. And then I was listening to a commentator who wasn't really talking about that, but just kind of talking about the arts in general. And they said something about, well, Hollywood's collapsing because of streaming and because of COVID and because people just haven't really gravitated toward the kinds of movies that Hollywood's been turning out for the last 5 to 10 years. There's been at least waning. And they're out of work. These celebrities are out of work, so they're going and doing these commercials because they're not able to produce these big movies. And Disney basically is trying to figure out how to make some money at this point. And whenever they try an original IP, it doesn't seem to go anywhere. And there's arguments on why that is. Is it because it's just they're really not good? Is it because Disney's lost some trust because they produce some things that aren't good, that people don't like? Is it a matter of people not wanting to try something new? They'd rather go to the thing that's familiar, and that's why Disney is starting to stick with the big franchises, which are like Marvel and Star Wars, which are also starting to tank, or not starting. They've been tanking for a good while. So it's clear to me Disney is basically just trying to get the animated Moana audience in theaters to try to make some money. That's what this boils down to. I don't know if the full trailer comes out and it looks good, it's getting good word of mouth, good reviews by the time it comes in. Maybe I'll go see it with my kids, maybe. But at the same time, I also just kind of feel like maybe it's going to be a little bit of a waste of time because we already know the story. And the movie's only 10 years old. It's not like, well, let's remake Cinderella that came out 60 years ago or whatever and do something a little bit different, do a little bit different take. Because I did like that remake. I did like the Cinderella remake or the Jungle Book remake. I thought it was really good. The Favreau Jungle Book remake. But yeah, again, this was just a teaser, but really didn't do anything for me. And there's so much CG to make the Moana world and the mountains and the ocean and all this stuff that it's almost not even like a live action remake. It's almost like just with The Lion King. The Lion King was technically an animated remake of an animated original, just a 3D realistic animated remake. A lot of Moana appears to be the same way. They've just got live action actors, but even those are going to be CG, just like there was a scene with, you saw The Rock from the back jumping off a cliff. It wasn't really The Rock. It was a CG version of The Rock. So that one really didn't do it for me. So let's take a look at Toy Story 5. And I've got a lot of thoughts on the Toy Story franchise. Let's do it here. And again, I'm going to try to remember to kind of narrate what's going on for those that are watching or those who are listening to this on audio only. Let's go. Pixar, Toy Story 5. Okay, special delivery box inside of a UPS, FedEx or something. Looks like we've got all of the Disney and Pixar screens. There's the packages inside the house. There's Rex. There's Slink, Forky, and Knifey, whatever that is. Summer 2026. Mr. Potato Head. Okay, still here. Jesse. It's all like horrific. They got bad expressions on their face, covering their eyes. There's the aliens covering their eyes from the mouth.
Thank you. Hi there, I'm Lily Pad.
And it's a kid iPad, LeapPad tablet. And there's Woody and Buzz hugging each other, looking on in horror at this thing. Okay, effective teaser. Again, it's just a teaser. We don't have much to go on here. I right off the bat, what I'm getting from this teaser, I like. And going back to the original Toy Story trilogy, The first Toy Story when it came out, it was groundbreaking. It truly is one of the greatest films of all time. The last American Film Institute 100 Greatest Movies of All Time list that came out like in 2007, it made that list. I certainly think it deserves it. One of the first animated films, probably the first since Snow White, that deserves to be on the greatest films of all time list because it was so groundbreaking with the special effects, the 3D CGI first full-length feature, but not only the technical aspect, the script was so good and the concept was so good. It was so unique and different. The idea that toys are secretly alive and they go into a dormant state whenever humans are around. Absolutely genius. We'd never seen that in a film before that I know of, but certainly not one that had the cultural impact and was as giant of a hit as this was and was used to usher in a new form of technology. Great film. The second Toy Story, first time I saw it, I wasn't impressed. Over the years on rewatches, it's gotten better, and I really think it's a really good film. Really good film. The third Toy Story, one of the greatest trilogy closers of all time. It effectively ended the franchise. They should not have made any more. Toy Story 4, I watched it. It was an exercise in, I don't know what, frivolity, maybe. It could have been a 30-minute special and would have been fine. And in fact, they did a few 30-minute specials that I really liked. They did this one where the toys are lost in a hotel. There's the shady hotel guy who's using a pet iguana to steal the toys and then sell on eBay. Steal the toys of kids that stay there at the hotel. I can't remember what the name of that. Toy Story of Terror is like a Halloween special, like a pseudo Halloween special. That was a really good special. There was another one they did with dinosaurs. I don't think I actually saw that one or not all of it, but regardless, Toy Story 4 could have worked fine as a 30-minute special. As a full-length feature, not that good. Did not care for it at all. I did like that they brought Bo Peep back in. So now they say, okay, we're going to do 5. And my initial reaction is, why? Why are we doing this? Well, the obvious answer is, we talked about this in the Moana trailer, money. This is an established franchise. This is a bankable money maker. And Toy Story 4, because it came out during COVID and the lockdowns, it went straight to Disney Plus. So they didn't get that box office that they may have ordinarily had. Well, now we don't have that to hamper a box office release, a box office take. So they're like, all right, let's make Toy Story 5, put it out there, and make some dough, because this is a historically bankable franchise. I get it. But creatively, in order to justify doing this movie beyond just the money, it has to be something good. It has to be something unique and interesting. And what I got from this teaser, this idea, they're obviously scared to death of this tablet, this children's tablet that has been shipped and delivered to, I guess that was Molly, their owner, who's got to be getting older now if they're following that continuity. They're quivering in terror, and we didn't really hear any of the characters, I don't think. I heard a single character speak. No Tim Allen, no Tom Hanks. And it's just them viscerally reacting in terror to the arrival of this tablet. And right off the bat, I think that's something that is interesting and unique and relevant to the culture, because right now we're in this technological AI apocalypse, AI upheaval, and we're starting to have conversations about screen time for children. How good is it for their brains, and what is that doing? Is it disconnecting them from the real world, from having real human relationships? Toys not being played with anymore, because kids don't play with toys anymore. I grew up, my thing were action figures. I've still got a bunch of action figures. I'm not sure if I got any up here, but I got some off camera here that you can't see. I was a huge action figure guy. Loved toys and ships and all this kind of stuff. Kids don't have that anymore. Kids are completely on screens. They're on video game systems. They're on tablets. They're watching streaming. They're on YouTube even. And I even see, I think this one is, this teaser that was uploaded to YouTube was set to act as a made for kids teaser. So they made this teaser specifically for the children audiences, and it's being shown to kids that are on their devices streaming on YouTube. So based on just this teaser, again, this was a 50-second teaser, based on what we see here, it seems like that they're addressing this hot button topic of technology versus the real world, of kids being on machines as opposed to playing with physical objects like they used to. If that's the case, this could be a really good picture, particularly if it comes down on the side of real interactions, real toys, because I think that is the good side. I think that is the side to be on. I think the technology, even though I use it a lot, I've got 3 degrees. My first degree is actually in computer technology, and I use it every day. I'm sitting here using it with the camera and the computer, and this microphone is plugged into a digital recording system, and I'm gonna mix it and master it on my computer with editing programs. I use it all the time. I don't know how good that is for me. In fact, I know some of the things I use aren't good for me. I know that getting on social media and scrolling through isn't good for me. I've experienced that, and I've gone through periods where I'm like, I'm not going to do it anymore, and I won't do it for a long time, and then it's like, okay, so I beat it. Let me get back on here, and then before I know it, I'm back doom scrolling, which I know is not good, and I'm like, I got to get off of this again. And kids are highly susceptible to this stuff. They're growing up with their hands on a device, their hands on a phone or a tablet. And I don't think it's good for their development. I think toys beat digital screens any day of the week. And my own kids, I got 5 kids, one of which isn't old enough to really be around any kind of screens, but the other 4 are. And we limit the use of screens. There is a no TV until afternoon policy. There is we watch a family movie together, not individually, everybody going off and doing their own things. The couple of middle kids have some kiddie tablets, but they haven't used them in a long time, and when they were using them, there was a timer on there specifically. You can only use this for like 20 minutes or 30 minutes a day, and then not at all. And my oldest daughter, of course, she has to use computer a lot for school, but that's, you use this for school and maybe some other things that are productive, certainly not social media, certainly not streaming. If that's what this movie's about, and if it comes down on the side of the toys, it could justify its existence. As we get a full trailer, I may try to do a full reaction of that either on the podcast like I'm doing here or on my YouTube channel as part of the reaction series, Random Reactions. And if it looks good, I may go see this with my kids when it comes out. I think this is coming out next year. And review it if I go see it. If it doesn't look that good, looks like it's going a different direction, or if it just doesn't look like it's produced that well, I may just wait to stream it, or I may even not check it out, because I felt like the 4th one was a giant waste of time. I am curious to see, in terms of narrative, Woody, the 4th one ended with Woody gone. Spoiler alert if you hadn't seen the 4th one. And now he's back with the toys. So I'm curious to see how they're going to work that in. Is it going to be contrived? Because 3 was like the end of the franchise. 4 was like the end of the franchise again. And now they've continued it, and they've still got Woody. Tom Hanks is back as Woody. Tim Allen's back as Buzz. So I am curious to see how they're going to do that narratively. I have also read that Jessie is a big part, like it's her movie. And I'm not a big fan of Jessie. I liked her. She was the lead character in the Toy Story of Terror special that I mentioned earlier. That worked well, but that was a short. It was like a 22-minute short or whatever. I don't know if I like her well enough, or that she's a good enough character to be able to carry the lead role in the movie herself. I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, I'm at least intrigued by this, and we'll see how it goes. All right, the last trailer, the Super Mario Galaxy movie, and I may stop this. It's a full-length trailer. I didn't watch the teaser. Now we got the full trailer out. I may stop this halfway through. And I tell you what's interesting, which I know that this trailer came out first. This came out 8 days ago. I'm shooting this on the 20th. This came out on the 12th. And the other 2 teasers are more recent. But I find it interesting, and these are just teasers, and the Mario's a full-length trailer, but I find it interesting. Oh, no, this Toy Story 5 teaser came out the day before the Super Mario Galaxy. So this is really interesting. The Toy Story 5 teaser came out November 11th and is a little under 5 million views. The Moana teaser came out November 17th and is over 7 million views. Did I say million or thousand? I meant million if it's 1,000. Yet the Super Mario Galaxy that came out the day after the Toy Story teaser is already at over 15 million views. That's interesting to me. That is interesting because usually the Disney properties beat the non-Disney properties in terms of viewership on trailers. But with the Super Mario Galaxy tie-in, that you've got a big video game culture that's going to be drawn to this, coming in to check it out, that maybe wouldn't be looking at the Toy Story and the Moana trailer. So I find it interesting and a good indicator that this may do good box office business and better box office business than the Disney Pixar stuff with these numbers here. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into this. This is the Super Mario Galaxy movie, official full-length trailer art. We got a shot of Bowser's Castle. There's Bowser. He is painting aggressively. And again, this is for the audio-only version. I'm narrating this. All right, he's through painting. He thinks he's made a masterpiece. He's painted a skeleton Mario. He's shrunk down. There's Luigi Mario talking to him.
I'll be right up. Sipping the soup, cleaning the paint.
Okay, he's still in his little thing with a squeak voice.
And also trim the bonsai.
But he's got a full miniature castle now. He's kind of adjusted to his life.
Hey, Luigi.
There.
What's up, Mario? Behold, I made a masterpiece for
Obviously, he's talking to Mario and Luigi.
What do you think?
Love the colors.
He's made a painting of him ripped with Peach at his side.
I'll burn the skin off your bones.
Wow.
Still obviously
Sorry about
angry.
that. That's the old Bowser talking. Still working through my demons, I suppose. Anyway, I need my 8 hours or else I really turn into a monster.
Alright, that was pretty funny. Alright, so you got something shooting through the sky. They're in the Mushroom Kingdom. There's Peach, Mario's, all kind of stars shooting through. They're jumping into a star portal, her and Toad. And they're going into a water planet. Luigi and Mario on motorcycles in the desert. Looks pretty cool. Peach fighting, I don't know what. Looks like Bowser Jr. just showed up. And he's got some
Bowser Jr. And I'm gonna be taking my father now.
some symbiote stuff. Sounds like Jack Black's also voicing Bowser Jr., which is interesting. And he's fighting Mario and Luigi. Okay, there's Rosalina, who I don't really know a lot about.
Princess Rosalina,
There's some giant robots.
you're coming with me.
And she forms a wand and uses her magic powers to fight the robots. Okay, in theaters this April. All right, so I hope our audio-only listeners appreciated the narration on that trailer. So, yeah, it looked pretty good. I loved the first Mario movie. I thought it was one of the best animated films in years. Certainly beat everything that's come out of Disney and Pixar for the last several years. Absolutely loved it. I don't know why the critics hated it. I thought it was good up until the third act, and then the third act made it great. It just tied everything together and just went so well. This giant unexpected climax, and all of the fan service was tastefully done, and everything was just perfect, I think, for an animated adaptation. So this one's expanding out, and they're doing the Mario Galaxy thing. I've never played Galaxy. I own it. I've just never played it. Video games kind of just eat up too much of my time, and I can't be productive if I'm playing them, so I quit playing those years ago. So I'm a little out of my element to be able to tell how well this is as far as adaptation of the games, because I really don't know the Galaxy stuff. And Bowser Jr., I know only from the original. I think it was introduced on Super Mario Bros. 3. I know the children of Bowser were in general introduced on Super Mario Bros. 3, which I loved, one of my favorite games on the regular NES. Rosalina, I don't know who she is. I know she exists. I've seen her. My kids got a Switch. My oldest daughter got a Switch for Christmas a couple of years ago. And again, I mentioned this in the Toy Story reaction. We kind of limit the screen time here. We don't think it's that good for the brain. But we've played, and I've seen Rosalina on like Mario Kart, and I think she's on another one of the Mario games we have. I don't know who she is. I really don't. So I don't know. That didn't excite me. It didn't really do anything for me. I didn't see Yoshi. I could have missed him. I didn't see Yoshi in this trailer. And I know the post-credit scene of the first Mario Brothers tease Yoshi, which I was excited for because I do know Yoshi. I do know that part of the lore and his appearance in the older games. So I'm a little curious where he is there. It sounded like I mentioned Jack Black's is doing the voice of Bowser Jr. also, which I think is a good call. If not, somebody can correct me on that. Whoever it was, sounded like they were at least doing a Jack Black impersonation if it wasn't Jack Black. And yeah, it looked good, but again, it didn't look as good to me as the original Super Mario Brothers movie, because it's dealing with a lot of the lore in games that I don't know because they're too new, and I'm really more of the old school systems. So I don't know. What did you think about that trailer? Did you like the first Super Mario Brothers movie? Are you excited for this one? Are you a big Rosalina fan? You saw that at the end and that meant so much to you. You're like, oh yes, Rosalina, let's go. Or did you see that and you're like, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about this. Let us know in the comments. Also, let us know what you think about the Toy Story 5 trailer if you're watching this full episode, and the Moana trailer we did earlier. Do either of these look like something that you want to go see? Do you think that Moana is live action Moana remake is justified, and this actually has the potential to be something creatively good, not just a box office draw? Toy Story 5, how do you like the direction it looks like they're going with the physical toys versus the new digital toys? Is that something you want to see tackled on screen in the Toy Story franchise? Or do you think they should just stop with 3 and you're boycotting and you're done with Toy Story, you're not going to go see this again? Let us know in the comments. And that's going to do it for this episode of Words Like That. Be sure to like, subscribe wherever you're watching this, listening to this, and comment if you're getting this on a platform that allows for comments. And we will see you next time.
Can't have no words like that. Theme Words Like That by Cole Powell. Lead in by Ryan Purser. From Wicked Woman by Four Way Star. Original cover photo by Kelly Bagwell. Recorded at Randomine Records. Section 107 of U.S. copyright law allows for the fair use of copyrighted material for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, parody, or research.